Blake Shelton, a name synonymous with country music success, had always found solace in his craft, his fans, and his larger-than-life persona. Yet, like many artists, he faced moments of uncertainty and self-doubt. These slumps are a natural part of any career, especially in the entertainment industry, where the pressure to continuously evolve, innovate, and meet the ever-growing expectations of fans can sometimes feel overwhelming. During one of his lowest points, when his creative juices seemed to have run dry, Shelton unexpectedly found inspiration in an artist whom he never anticipated. This was not a fellow country music legend, nor was it a contemporary chart topper. Instead, the artist who helped him find his musical groove again was someone from a completely different genre, and a generation removed. For Blake, the key to overcoming this creative block came not through the typical country influences he had always leaned on, but through the music of pop icon Harry Styles. Styles, known for his eclectic mix of musical genres, fearless approach to vulnerability, and unapologetic individuality, offered Shelton a perspective that was both refreshing and transformative. Shelton, who had long been known for his solid blend of traditional country music with his own brand of charm, had been feeling stuck. His recent albums hadn't quite resonated the way his earlier ones had, and he was struggling to find his footing in a rapidly evolving music industry. As he shared in interviews later, Styles' fearless blending of genres and his openness about personal growth inspired Shelton to step out of his comfort zone. The turning point came when Shelton listened to Styles' solo work, particularly his album Fine Line. The album's fusion of pop, rock, and folk, coupled with Styles' poetic lyrics, caught Shelton by surprise. The raw emotional depth of songs like Watermelon Sugar and Falling opened his eyes to the possibility of stretching the boundaries of his own musical landscape. Shelton found himself revisiting his old material with a renewed sense of freedom, eager to experiment with sounds that he'd never thought to explore before. What struck Shelton the most was Styles' ability to weave vulnerability into his music in such an authentic way. Shelton, whose career had often been defined by his confident, larger-than-life persona, realized that he had not explored his own emotional depth as fully as he could have. Inspired by Styles' candidness about love, heartbreak, and identity, Shelton felt compelled to bring a new level of honesty into his own work. Blake Shelton's ability to adapt and evolve as an artist isn't just about embracing the latest trends. It's about finding inspiration from unexpected sources and being willing to break away from the familiar. For years, he had been celebrated for his deep roots in traditional country music, and while that foundation would always remain a part of him, he recognized that embracing growth was essential for keeping his music authentic. His willingness to explore Styles' music was a reminder that even the most successful artists must confront their own insecurities and stretch beyond their comfort zones to remain relevant. As Shelton returned to the studio, he began crafting new tracks that showcased a fusion of his country roots with experimental sounds and personal themes. The result was a fresh, dynamic direction for his music, one that honored his past but wasn't afraid to embrace something new. Though Styles had no idea how much his music would influence Shelton's career, the ripple effect was undeniable. Shelton's new album, which would later go on to receive praise for its innovation and depth, reflected this new chapter in his journey. Songs that spoke to his own growth, struggles, and triumphs resonated with fans, proving that sometimes the key to success lies in embracing change and drawing inspiration from unexpected places. In interviews, Shelton would go on to share the pivotal role that Styles' music played in helping him overcome his slump. It was a testament to the power of art, how one artist's vulnerability can spark inspiration in another, pushing them to dig deeper, take risks, and ultimately grow. Though Shelton has built a reputation on his charismatic personality, strong vocals, and ability to deliver heartfelt country music, this period marked a significant shift in his artistic journey. For Blake Shelton, music is no longer just about sticking to the tried and true. It's about exploring new territory, breaking free from self-imposed limitations, and embracing vulnerability. This journey of reinvention was not only about finding his creative spark, but also about becoming a more complete and introspective artist. This unexpected mentorship, though never directly communicated between the two musicians, would go on to influence more than just Shelton's music. It taught him the invaluable lesson that no artist, no matter how accomplished, is immune to the struggles of self-doubt or burnout. What matters most is the willingness to seek inspiration, be it from a fellow artist, an experience, or a feeling, and to open oneself to the possibility of reinvention. Blake Shelton's journey through the slump, catalyzed by the influence of Harry Styles, is a powerful reminder of the unpredictable nature of artistic inspiration. No matter where an artist stands in their career, whether they're just starting out or have already achieved global recognition, there is always room for growth. And sometimes, the most surprising sources of inspiration come from the most unexpected places. For Shelton, the collaboration was not between him and another musician, but between the music he loved and the music he was destined to create. As his career continues to evolve, Shelton remains an example of how embracing change, stepping out of comfort zones, and being inspired by the unexpected can lead to new creative heights. Blake Shelton's artistic evolution wasn't just about borrowing from Styles' pop sensibilities, it was also about finding his own voice within a new context. As he began experimenting with his sound, Shelton started integrating more vulnerable, introspective lyrics into his songs. This approach was a departure from his usual persona of the charming, easygoing country star, but it allowed his fans to see a new side of him. A side that was more reflective, more attuned to the emotional layers of his experiences. In fact, this shift in direction led to the creation of some of his most well-received tracks in years. His ability to blend the raw, emotional vulnerability of pop with the grounded storytelling of country music helped set his music apart in a crowded market. Songs from his new album struck a chord with listeners because they weren't just catchy, they were real. They spoke to the universal themes of love, loss, and personal growth, themes that resonated with fans from all walks of life. Moreover, Shelton's willingness to step outside his comfort zone revitalized his career and gave him new creative energy. He had always prided himself on his authenticity, and this new sound felt like an honest reflection of where he was in his life. Rather than resisting change, Shelton embraced it, using Styles' music as a catalyst to rediscover the joy and freedom that initially drew him to music. For Blake Shelton, the collaboration was internal, an exchange between his past influences and the future possibilities his career could hold. The result was a more expansive and innovative approach to country music.